Hello, I'm Fanula Barnes, the person behind Gardening and Dogs, and I'd like to introduce you to my garden and my dogs. It's now the beginning of April, and scary to think it's only 2 months before we're going to be open under the National Garden Scheme. But first of all, before we actually take a tour around the garden, let's introduce you to the dogs. So, the eldest, Keris. The eldest is Keris here, who's aunt to Ruby, and here we've got Rascal, who's visiting us for the weekend. So these are the three that we have, and as you will see, they've got total run of the garden. They can do whatever they want. So we're starting off here in our pond area. Designed to be a formal, relaxing place with this lovely raised pond that we can sit on. The planting is designed to be very green, with virtually no flowers. The odd few do get in, but I try to keep it all very subtle and very relaxing. So, let's move on to the long walk. It's only really long because it's the longest path in the garden, but it's rather lovely. And here we have the cyclamen. Just newly in this year, but they have this lovely leaves. Lots of different ones we've got here, so they have been rather wonderful over the winter. Just the colour of those leaves really helps. Moving on down, you will see that the plants are now just starting to come through. There are quite a lot of hardy geraniums in here because I love those. Some irises, all sorts of things to come up later in the season. At the moment we have the daffodils in flower, rather a nice little bunch of them here, and you'll see the plant protectors to, as the plants grow up later in the year, stop them falling over onto the path. And then we make our way into our patio area, made from slate, which looks absolutely wonderful when it's wet. But it's a nice large area and perfect when we have puppies. We have a puppy playpen out here, and I can work in the garden and they can be totally safe. But when they get older, put it away and they get loose. The thing I want to show you here at the moment is the lovely coloration of the foliage that's coming through on this peony. Lovely red colour, and actually looks quite nice with the colour of the girls. Right, so moving on, go back out onto the long walk and past our magnolia, which is just starting to come into bud. These lovely pink buds coming through. Well, maybe not the ones down there, but a few of them are coming. Very shortly that will be out. And further on down, our cardoon has just about survived the winter. It's had a bit of a hard time of it, but we'll see how it survives. We also have a number of aquilegia along here, which very shortly will be bursting into flower, and I love those. And then again, another thing that's about to come out, Gamelanthia. Lovely multi-stemmed shrub in this case, although it can also be grown as a tree. And the most wonderful white flowers and then bronzy foliage that turns to green, coming soon. And then we move on through into our pergola area, with a very small shrubbery at the back, and our rowan tree, and then our new fernery area. A few more ferns can go in there I think this year. Give me a chance to do a little bit more buying. So then from there, walking down, carrying on the path, and here we've got Hemerocardus coming through, all sorts of things. And you'll may have noticed that on a few plants we have these labels, and that's designed for when we open under the National Garden Scheme, that people can just look at the labels, and if I forget exactly which plant it is, it's sitting there for me. Makes life much more interesting. And out at the moment we have lovely double white camellia just starting. It's the first flower out. Bought for a dog that when she died. And here we have our working area, compost bins and all those sort of things. But then we move on through to our wisteria, which covers the back of the house, and very hard to see at this stage, but the flower buds are just starting to come through, and to me that really is the sign that spring is definitely on its way. And very shortly it'll be covered in those lovely racemes falling down from the house. Absolutely gorgeous. Right, so now we're back to the patio, and our quick tour of the garden is over. Thank you very much for joining us, and hope to see you soon.